The village of Noorabad was shrouded in mystery, its history intertwined with legends of unseen beings that lurked in the shadows. The elders whispered of an age-old curse, one that bound certain families to the spirits that dwelled beyond the realm of the living. Aarif, a young man in his early 20s, was never one to believe in such tales. He considered them mere folklore, stories meant to keep children from wandering into the forest at night. But everything changed on the night of the blood moon. The village square was empty, the streets bathed in a crimson hue. The wind carried an eerie tune, almost as if it were singing an ancient lullaby. Aarif had been walking home from his friend Rafiq's house when he felt it, a presence, an invisible force watching him. The hairs on his neck stood on end, and then, he heard it. A whisper, soft, alluring, terrifying. "Aarif, don't run from me." His breath hitched. His heart pounded like a war drum. The voice was neither male nor female, it was both, layered in a chilling harmony that sent shivers down his spine. "Who's there?" he demanded, his voice barely above a whisper. No reply. Only the sound of leaves rustling, though there was no wind. His instincts screamed at him to run, but something held him in place. It was then that he saw her, a woman standing beneath the old banyan tree at the edge of the village. She was breathtakingly beautiful. Long, raven black hair cascaded down her back like a waterfall of shadows. Her skin was pale, almost luminous under the blood moon. But it was her eyes that terrified him the most, golden, glowing, and ancient. "Who are you?" Aarif stammered. She tilted her head slightly, a smile playing on her lips. "You don't remember me?" He took a step back. I've never seen you before." The woman chuckled, the sound echoing unnaturally around him. "Oh, Aarif, you have forgotten, but I never did." Aarif returned home, but sleep refused to come. The woman's voice echoed in his mind, her golden eyes burned into his memory. Every shadow seemed alive, every flickering candle threatened to reveal her form lurking just beyond the light. Over the next few days, strange things began to happen. Objects moved on their own. The scent of jasmine, intoxicating and overpowering, filled his room at night. Sometimes, he could hear soft laughter, as if someone was watching him, amused by his fear. And then, one night, he woke up to find her sitting at the foot of his bed. He wanted to scream, but no sound came out. "Don't be afraid," she said softly. "Who are you?" he finally managed to whisper. The woman smiled. "My name is Zara. And you, Aarif, are my husband." Aarif's world shattered. How could this be possible? He had never married, never even courted anyone. Yet, as Zara spoke, fragments of forgotten memories surfaced in his mind. A past life, a forbidden love, a tragic fate. Zara was not human. She was a Jinn, a being of fire and shadow, bound to him by an ancient pact. Centuries ago, Aarif had been someone else, a man who had fallen in love with Zara against all odds. But their love had been cursed, torn apart by forces beyond their control. And now, she had found him again. "You promised me, Aarif," she whispered, cupping his face with ice-cold fingers. "You swore we would be together, no matter what." He trembled under her touch, torn between fear and an unexplainable longing. A part of him knew she was telling the truth. I don't remember," he admitted. Zara's golden eyes darkened with sorrow. "Then, let me help you remember." As the days passed, Aarif found himself drawn to Zara in ways he could not understand. Her presence, though terrifying, was strangely comforting. She protected him, watched over him. At night, she would sit beside him, humming ancient lullabies that felt eerily familiar. But Zara was not of this world, and the village soon began to take notice. Cattle were found slaughtered in the fields, their bodies drained of blood. Strange symbols appeared on the walls of homes, written in a language no one could read. People whispered of a dark force awakening in Noorabad. And then, one night, Rafiq disappeared. His house was found in ruins, the walls covered in claw marks. Aarif knew who was responsible. "Zara, what have you done?" He confronted her, fear gripping his heart. Her expression remained calm, but there was a flicker of something dangerous in her golden eyes. "He tried to separate us. He was my friend." Zara stepped closer, her voice soft yet unwavering. "And I am your wife. I will not let anyone take you away from me again." Aarif realized then, Zara's love was not like human love. It was eternal, possessive, and terrifyingly powerful. The villagers gathered, torches in hand, demanding justice. They spoke of a ritual, an exorcism, to rid Aarif of the Jinn who had bound herself to him. "You must choose, Aarif," said the village elder. "Her, or your own kind." Aarif looked at Zara, his heart torn. She had done terrible things, but could he truly abandon her? She had waited centuries for him, defied the laws of her world just to be with him, tears welled in her golden eyes. "If you leave me again, I will destroy everything." The villagers chanted their prayers, the air thick with the scent of burning incense. The ground trembled. Shadows twisted unnaturally. Aarif closed his eyes and made his choice. The next morning, Noorabad was silent. Aarif and Zara were gone. Some say he chose to stay with her, vanishing into the realm of the Jinn. Others claim she dragged him into the darkness, his soul forever bound to hers. But on nights when the blood moon rises, villagers swear they can hear whispers in the wind. A soft voice calling a name. Aarif.